Hi, welcome to this week's reading vlog. I'm sorry if there's any noise you can hear in the background. I'm doing laundry at the moment, but I'm not going to guarantee this will take a week, because this is me also starting this on Monday instead of Friday when I should have. But I'm going to be trying to read all of the Lauren Oliver books I own, obviously starting with my favorite trilogy, which is the Delirium trilogy. I've kind of already started it because I'm going to annotate them now. I'm only on page 18. So, yeah. I'm to a point where I practically reread this trilogy at least like every year. But yeah, so this series is pretty much that love is a disease and they're trying to find a cure for it, but the main character kind of just, yeah, she, like, I think, oh god, just chaos happens because there's people who aren't cured, like, you can't get cured till you're 18, but there's also some people, what are they? Sympathizers, that's what they're called, where you kind of figure out more about them later, but they don't actually get cured, but they can like fake the scar you have. It's like I think it's described as like a triangular scar. I think it's like it's normally like on the side of your neck or something. I don't remember. But yeah, they like, I think they just like scar themselves. I don't know. It's really weird. But yeah, so the story itself is pretty much like a dystopian forbidden romance kind of thing. I love this. I love this trilogy so much, and I've seen it get a lot of hate. I remember I was kind of just interested when I first started getting into BookTube, and I was like, yeah, do people, like, have people read it? What's going on? And I watched a few reading vlogs, and it was just like, oh, these people didn't like it, but it was like, that's the book that got me into reading, so I'm just like, I don't know, I guess I just have a different opinion. So, yeah, that's my reading plans for the next while. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know what else I plan to do this week, even though I normally make plans, talk about them, and it's not like I show them, but I got up early today, so I'm being productive, and that's the most important thing for me today. So yeah, I'll be back with updates. Hi, so it's been forever since I actually did any form of update for this video, and I'm so sorry. So it took me like 2 weeks to finish this Delirium, and I don't know, I've been slumpy, and then like I get in the mood to read, but then I don't like finish the book, because now I've moved on Pandemonium, and I'm only 114 pages in, and I don't remember what day I started this. I started it a few weeks ago now, and tomorrow's Thursday, and that also means tomorrow is my birthday, which is crazy to me to think that I'm turning 20 tomorrow. This video is not going up tomorrow. So, I guess for context, it is April 5th. My birthday is April 6th. So, yeah. So, yeah. It's really weird to think about, but like I am excited, kind of. I guess mainly because I'm getting new books and a couple new cosplay things that I treated myself to. But yeah, I will most likely post a separate video for my birthday book haul. So, yeah, that's my update for now on my reading. So, March is over, because I did start this technically in March. I only finished 2 books in all of March. So, at the end of this month, it'll also be another, like, combined reading wrap-up of what I've read in March. In April. So, yeah. I'm hoping that this month is a slightly better reading month, and it might help if I actually read some manga too. But yeah. Oh, excuse me. I will be back with updates later. Hi, hello, reading update. I just finished Pandemonium, the second book in the Delirium trilogy by Lauren Oliver. The ending of this book, I swear, gets me every time. I'm obviously not gonna spoil it, but sometimes I still, like, makes me wonder, it's like, how did I feel when I finished this the first time? Because this book is so good. This series is so good, and it makes me so sad of how many people are just like, no, it's bad, it's trash, and they only read Delirium and, like, didn't read the rest of the trilogy. It's like, you have 3 books, and then, also, there's another little book. It's like a little novella, or it's like little short stories about some other characters. So you get, like, some actual side stories from Hannah, which is Lena's best friend, Annabelle, Lena's mother, and then Raven, who is kind of in charge of the homestead, which you get more into Raven in the second book, because everything that happens is Lena doesn't get the cure, right? So she escaped with Alex, who is also one you get another short story from. And he supposedly gets killed. By, like, the officer people or whatever, because it's like, if you do anything that isn't okayed, you die, get thrown in the crypts, which is pretty much, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the, like, insane asylum kind of thing, or if it's supposed to be the prison of, like, their whatever the hell's going on. So it's like, I'm so confused. Unless it's supposed to be, like, a combination of both. Because if you're infected with the deliria, yeah, it's like, they'll just throw you away. It's really sad and insane, but Lena was able to get out of it. Almost died a few times. Met this dude named Julian eventually, like, I don't like Julian either, and I don't like that they started having a romance, and it was like, I don't know. It's sad because Alex really is in this whole book. She's trying to grieve and, like, reflect on being like, well, I escaped and he didn't. He got killed by the regulators or whatever, and it's just a mess. But now we're moving on to the 3rd book, Requiem, which I still don't remember much about. I think this will be only my 3rd time reading this. I've read the first one, like, 5 or 6 times now. I think I've only read this one, like, 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I think this one's, like, 4 times now, and this one will be, like, 3 times. Because when I first read Delirium, I read it in school. Because it's a book that got me into reading. I read it in school, and then I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing, so good. And then my reading teacher eventually found Pandemonium, so I also got to read it in school, but I never had Requiem. And then eventually, I lived up north. I lived up north for a while with my grandparents, and it was that thing where, like, they would give me an allowance for doing chores every week, so I'd save up my allowance, because I also didn't have, like, I wasn't old enough to really have a bank account on my own and have, like, debit cards and all that shit. So it was like, I don't know why I'm swearing, so whatever. But it was like, okay, I'll just save up my allowance, and then they'll get me a gift card from the store, or whatever, like a regular Visa gift card or like an Amazon gift card or whatever. And then I can go buy the books I want online, and then, you know, have them shipped to my house. So that's what I did with these. And that's also why buying these used, because even if you buy them used on Amazon, it's like they're cheaper. Even though this one came sort of damaged. I mean, I don't care as long as it's still legible. But, yeah, I'm gonna go read this now, and I will be back with updates. Hi, so I've been reading Update. I just finished Requiem by Lauren Oliver, the final book in the Delirium trilogy. As usual, this is 5 out of 5 stars, as it's been the many times I have, read this trilogy. But yeah, that's now 3 books done for this video, and I really recommend this. Like, if you love, like, dystopian or, like, forbidden romance and, like, stuff like that, I recommend it a whole bunch. And there's also a novella that goes with it. It's Delirium Stories. I know I talked about this, I think, in my last clip. So I'm going to be reading this next. It's only 192 pages. So it's short, and I can read this in one sitting really quick. I'm just going to take a quick reading break right now and eat some, probably get some lunch and stuff, and just, yeah, because I'm, I guess, home alone for the night, and it's raining, so it's like a cozy day to stay inside and just be warm and read. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I will be back with updates. Sorry, my cat sneezed, it scared me. I'm gonna read this, I'll be back to update, and then I will move on to the last 7 books of Lauren Oliver's I have to read. Sorry, I had to count them. I organized this stack on my table, but we'll talk about that when I get to those. So, yeah, I will be back later. Hi, so I'm filming a quick little update. So last night I finished reading Delirium Stories. I didn't finish it in one night like I wanted to, and then I ended up going to my grandma's for a few days, and I read a little bit there, but I didn't finish it. But I finished it last night, finally. So, hey. I now have finished 4 books total, and now I'm going to move on to Rooms, which is actually her adult novel. So, yeah, I will be back when I finish this. Hi, so I have an update. Ignore that, my hair. But I did just finish Rooms by Lauren Oliver. And I don't know, it's pretty good. I mean, it was like a haunted house, paranormal kind of thing, and I thought that was really cool and kind of fun. Trigger warning for suicide / suicidal thoughts, and a lot of death related stuff. I guess what will come with paranormal haunting type stuff. But yeah, there's that. I don't want to talk about that didn't come out right. I don't want to talk too much about this story though. It is short, and I feel like if I talk a bunch about it, I will spoil the whole plot. But yeah, also another thing I really didn't care for that much is it switches POVs too much for my liking. So like if I were to like stop in the middle of a chapter because I had to go do something, or I just couldn't read anymore, and I, it was just like, okay, I want to put the book down. It was just like, going back to it, it was like, whose POV am I reading right now? Like, I would forget. And it was just, sometimes it got a little confusing. But yeah, so I'm probably only rating this, like, I would say 3.5, 4 stars. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on it. Next, I'll be moving on to, Vanishing Girls, which is one of my favorites. I really enjoyed this story the first time I read it, and the second time I read it. And the third time I read it. So I think this is going to be my 4th time reading it, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to, think back. Because I think I read this, from the library in my high school. And then I reread it from the library in my high school just because, I didn't know what else to read. Nothing else was interesting at the time. A year later. And then I bought it. And then I read it again. So now I'm reading it again for this video. So, yeah. I'm gonna read this and I'll be back when I'm done with it to talk about it. Hi. So, quick update. Last night I finished Vanishing Girls. So, the story is about pretty much, it mainly focuses on 2 girls, they're sisters, and, hello. And one of them goes missing or something, and there's just, a lot of drama, and her sister's trying to figure it out, and they're in this town. They're also dealing with another, random girl who went missing, and it's just a ton of, family drama and stuff, and I don't know, I really enjoyed the story. It's just kind of, sometimes it feels like it drags on, but also it's, really interesting, because you're just like, oh my god, how can you just be this way? And so, the plot twist comes in, and then you're just like, oh no. But of course I won't spoil that. So you gotta read it. But, yeah. So, finish this. And now I'm gonna move on to, that was a horrible angle, I'm sorry. Panic. This one's also pretty fast paced. Kind of like Vanishing Girls is. This book was, oh my god. It's anxiety inducing. Sort of. It's it's pretty much they're, doing, it's like a challenge game type thing. Sorry, I'm, adjusting. Because you're on the table and I can push it back. But yeah, they're, doing challenges and games that are kind of dangerous. But, of course, they're doing it because there's a money prize. And they're like, yeah, so if I win, I'll get a whole bunch of money and it'll be great. But it's the challenges you're doing, you could almost die from. So maybe that's not smart. But, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to move on to this anxiety-inducing book. And I'll be back with updates when I finish it. Okay, hi. So, real quick, I've kind of lost motivation for this video, so I'm just gonna end it here. And I'll do a part 2 when I read the rest of Lauren Oliver's books. I'm just kind of in a mood for something different now. So, yeah, I'm gonna start a new vlog after I, throw this one together and edit it and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, I'm sorry to kind of cut this video off in a weird place. At least weird for me, because normally I like to commit to these videos and just do whatever. But I'm kind of in the mood to read some manga. So, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.